Hey guys, it's Carissa here with Inky Fairy Designs for the Blitsy creative team, and today we are working in the Dylusions Creative Journal Black, and we're going to make this really bright, fun, geometric page. I pulled out some of the Dylusions paints because I knew that when Diane created this new journal in black that she really created it with her paints in mind. So I wanted to have my first journey into it be with those paints. Now I also got I got a set of the Gelli Arts Mini Plates, and they are so cute. They're like these teeny tiny jelly plates, and I got the set of three that has like a rectangle, oval, and a hexagon, and I specifically got it for the hexagon, so I knew I was going to use that on my page today. So basically that's it. We're going to have some fun watching me do some mono printing for the first time. I don't know, it's really fun. So these I pulled out three colors that I knew would go together. I think you want to make sure, because I've never worked with the jelly prints or the jelly plates before, but I have done some mono printing. I've kind of experimented with it before, and you really want to choose colors that are going to blend together nicely. So if you're not familiar with how like colors on the color wheel react to each other, you want to stick with like a family. So stick with like the cool colors, like your blues and your greens and your purples, or stick with your warm colors like your oranges and your reds and yellows, because you know those colors are going to mix together nice. So I stuck with the blues and the greens, but I also brought in the pink because I knew that that would work good with both the blue and the green, and you'll see how that works as we get going, because of the way that these Dylusions paints work. They're basically translucent, and so you can get so many color variations. I mean, this was just like, I had no vision for this journal page. I normally don't go into a journal page with like a sketch in mind or a specific idea in mind. Sometimes I go into a journal page with a certain feeling, some things that I want to work through, or maybe a quote that is really hitting me in the right spot or something like that. But this particular page was all about playing with new supplies, playing with the new black substrate, because I have worked on black canvases, but in a journal page, that's not something that I often do. So this was totally unique and just kind of liberating for me. The other thing is I'd never worked with the jelly plates before. So this whole page is just a journey. It's just experimenting and actually getting to know my supplies. Now this was funny because this page, when I went to lift up the jelly plate, it just like ripped out of my journal completely. So I don't know why that happens, or if that's something that is just a fluke, but it just kind of ripped out, like it wasn't seamed in, or it was almost like it was perforated. It was so weird. So it's all good. We set it. I'm gonna set it aside, and this is where you'll see how the green and the pink react to each other. So I just put that to the side. I actually used it. You'll see I bring it back in when I want to do some like one-off stamping. So anyway, I don't know why that happened, but it did, and it's not a big deal. So all I'm doing for the jelly printing is bringing in different colors of the paints, using my brayer with different stencils. I think I stuck with like 3 or 4 different stencils. I got some of the circles. I love text and print, so I brought in that stencil. And so you can see I just got 3 prints off of that one roll of paint. So that was really cool. Now, when you're working with prints, any type of printed stencil like I am with this ABCs, you want to make sure that when you lay down your stencil that it's backwards to you, so that when you stamp it or print it with the Gelli plate, it'll actually be right side when you put it down. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're working with text, any type of text stencils. And unless you want it to look backwards, then totally go, do what you want. There's no right or wrong in art journaling, but I just wanted to mention that. If you get upset, like your stencil is printing backwards or whatever, that's why. So here I am, I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting 3 prints out of one roll of paint. So I take my palette knife and I scrape a little bit of paint on, and then I take my brayer and I do clean it off. You can see here I have just some jelly paper, and I'm just kind of wiping off my brayer, and then sometimes I'll wipe it off with a baby wipe, and then I will just smooth that color out with the brayer onto my Gelli plate. And then, so here I'm taking that page that fell out and kind of doing some stamping off and then putting it in. So super easy. I mean, this was really fun. And you can see that throughout the entire process, I am not cleaning off my Gelli plate at all, other than I'll stamp it off once or twice if I don't want that print anywhere but one place, because I noticed on that small circle stencil that the ink, or not the ink, but the paint was kind of very thick and it was kind of going through the stencil, and so if I stamped it off once or twice, I would get a clearer impression. So that's all I did there. And I just wanted to bring this all the way to the edge of my page, so it kind of cascades down one side and up to the other. I just love the geometric feel to it and the bold prints. So that's it for the Gelli printing that I did on this page. It was a lot of fun. I'm really excited to kind of experiment more with them and do some more journal pages with them, with those mini ones. And also I think I'm gonna go ahead and get a bigger one and kind of play with making big sheets of monoprints. So here I am, I'm taking out the paint swatch Donna Downey Studio stencil, and I'm just sponging in some of the Dylusions paint, the white paint, onto my page. I just wanted to create some white spots for my journaling that I'm gonna do a little bit later. So I thought this would be fun. It'd be kind of another really bold pattern, but a more abstract. So I have the very bold geometric hexagons, which are very, you know what that shape is, and then I thought to balance that out, I would bring in a very abstract shape. So that was my process. That was my thinking for bringing this stencil in. I love how it kind of just blocks it out, kind of doing a little color blocking with the black and the white. I think that's pretty cool. I really love how it looks. The one thing that I will mention, like I said, the Dylusions paints are very transparent. They are very pigmented. They're gorgeous colors, but they will dry transparent, and that's just the nature of them. That's just the properties that they have. But you can make them opaque by letting that first layer dry and then coming back in with a second layer. So these 2 large swatches of white, I did 2 layers, and then that teeny tiny swatch that I just brought in to kind of, I do everything in threes or odd numbers. That one I only did 1 layer, so you can really see the transparent nature of the Dylusions paints. So now I'm coming in with some carbon black golden paint in a fine line bottle. I love the tips of these. I love to use them for writing or just scribbling and scratching on my page. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm writing in a very loose, scribbly manner, and I'm overlapping my words because I don't really want this to be read. I know it's a quote from one of my favorite poets, Sylvia Plath, but you know, that's it. I don't need it to be legible. So that's how I added my journaling. I think it looks really cool. I'm just going to add some more white interest because I love splatters. I love paint splatters. So I just poured some of the Dylusions white spray onto my craft mat, and I'm picking it up with the Tim Holtz splatter brush and just splattering all over my page. And that really completes it. I'm signing it. This was a very fun, creative process to experiment with a black substrate journal page, as well as some jello. I think I'm hungry. Jelly printing with these teeny tiny mini jelly prints. They're so cute. So some mono printing, stamping. It's so cool. I don't know. I think if you want to try jelly prints, get the minis. You get 3 sizes, and it's the same exact process, except you're kind of, and you could do it on a jelly page, like a jelly print page paper, and just kind of add your pattern all over that and use those, tear them up and put those in your journals. Yeah, there's so many possibilities with them, and I think if you're just wanting to try out jelly prints for the first time, it's a really great way to try it. You get 3 different shapes, you can have a lot of fun. I did have a lot of fun trying out these new things. I hope you enjoyed watching me kind of get to know these new supplies and see this whole process unfold. If you did like this video, definitely give us a thumbs up and subscribe to both my channel and the Blitsy channel so that you don't miss any videos. And for more inspiration, check out the Blitsy blog. And I will see you next time. Bye.